Hello and welcome to my database of the week. The database I chose for this assignment is PubMed.gov. PubMed is a free database of more than 34 million citations for published articles in the fields of biomedicine and health. I selected PubMed because it is an amazing open access database, meaning it is free for anyone to use and not just institutions who pay for it. I often find myself using PubMed with a medical student when they have a health reference question, or when we have any of our practicing doctors, which is not as often called the library. PubMed has citation information, so let's go ahead and search something up so you can see what that means. I'm going to type in asthma children just to see. Okay, so PubMed has citation information such as title, author, journal, let's see, where's the journal, and the publication date. So this one actually happens to be a free article, which means that it's open access, so we could read this article if we wanted to, and we also see similar articles underneath it as well as cited by. So this is other articles who mention this article, a great tool for those doing research on a topic that they're not quite familiar with and they're just trying to get started. It also lists the mesh terms, which we'll get into a little later, related information. And over here you can see it has a nice page navigation. So if I want to go back up to titles and author. Okay. So like I said, PubMed has citation information and abstracts of published articles and books. Does not necessarily have full articles. It's links to articles. It includes links to the full text from other sources when available, such as the publisher's website, the PubMed Central Archive, and subscriptions by organizations or local medical libraries if they participate. It also has citations for articles and books from the National Center for Biotechnology Information. It's online bookshelf. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and you can see it's got this nice search bar. You can click advanced search. You can see what that looks like. But first, let's go back. I want to dive right in. So we're going to briefly talk about and explore and see 3 ways to search: by author, research type, and by a known article. And remember, the audience for this database is medical and research students, clinicians, hospitals, labs. So it's not meant for the public, even though it is open access, it is free, and it is available and accessible for everyone. It doesn't necessarily mean it's accessible in the sense of legibility. Like, these are a lot of medical journals, these are a lot of citations and articles where language is meant for people who practice science. Okay, so let's go in and search by author. We're going to walk through this together. So you use PubMed, you search by the author's last name and initials without punctuation. So if our author's last name was Gomez and their first name was Suzanne, we just put S. And you can see it's trying to figure out, it's giving me some suggestions. If you only know the author's last name, use the author's search field tag. So that's what we're doing right now. We're using the author's last name. If your author shares a common name with others, it's going to be a little more difficult to find them. But as you can see, the first result gave me Gomez SL, even though I was looking for Gomez S. So we found lots of articles with Gomez, and I want you to take a look over here at the results. They're showing me the timeline, so it looks like a lot of my Gomez results are from 2022. PubMed's database starts in 1947 to present, so we can look at text availability. This is a great feature if we want to just see an abstract, if we want to see the free full text, or have access to the full text at all. Article attribute, associated data, do we want that? Maybe. Article type, do we want books and documents, clinical trials, meta-analysis, randomized control data, control trials are review, systematic review, and then publication date. So, we want something within the last year. Let's see. Oh, so you can see there's Gomez. Okay, so let's go back. Now that we're getting a little familiar with how to navigate this, we can also reset. It's very easy. We can save the search if we want to. We can send it an email, or we can send it to a friend. But let's go back and let's research by topic. So also I wanted to show you the advanced search builder. See how we have author first, and identifier last. There's so many different ways to create restraints and minimize what data is getting pulled for you. So let's move on to research by topic. So, sorry, let's see. You know what? I've changed my mind. Let's go ahead and do dopamine super sensitivity. And let's search for that. Okay, so when I search by topic, I'm entering my search terms into the search bar as specific as I possibly can. On PubMed, we avoid quotation marks and we avoid truncation. PubMed will add relevant medical subject headings, so that's our mesh terms. It's going to add those mesh terms, those medical subject headings, and any other synonyms to improve our search. And we use the advanced function to see your search details. What's also really cool is I can click here and look at that. It's showing me the mesh terms. So I entered dopamine and it said, well, let's see what we can find. Here's the mesh terms, and it has that or that we're familiar with, and it shows all fields. It's really, really cool how you can look and see. It's like, okay, so if I wasn't sure what the mesh term was, now I can see exactly what mesh terms PubMed uses without having to do much searching myself. All right, last I want to give an example of how to find a known article. So we search the article by title. We could copy the article title into the search box if we wanted to. We could enter the citation elements that you might have, like the author, title words, journal, volume, year, etc., and let PubMed's citation sensor find the article for you. Or we could use the advanced function to search by journal name. So I want, let's see, I want this article by Seaman MB. Let's see if we'll find it. Oh, that was an author. All right, so let's go back to our search. Here we go. So here's how cool the PubMed is. Let's go back to asthma in children, our search from earlier. And look at that, 64,000 results. All right, so let's say I wanted to find more articles by this author. I could click that and it's going to show me articles by this author, or that include this author's name, which is a really cool feature by PubMed. So let's talk about other things on PubMed that are available. PubMed, oops, apologies. Okay, so PubMed also has drugs indexed in a mesh as either mesh terms or supplementary concepts. Mesh terms and supplementary concepts include entry terms, which are terms that will automatically map to their mesh database entry. These include synonym and other types of identifiers. So let's, for instance, try Advil. If we enter Advil, you see how it changed and knew that what I meant was ibuprofen. If we go to the advanced search, we can go ahead and take a peek at the mesh terms for Advil. And so we know that PubMed's going to look using their thesaurus, their mesh terms, for synonyms and other types of identifiers. We know Advil is ibuprofen, and it shows us that, and the results show us that. So drugs and chemicals are indexed as either mesh headings and supplementary concepts. And we can review the mesh record for a drug or chemical and provide insight into our search strategy. So let's go back. Let's click this article actually and see, what does it show me down here? Similar articles cited by, who else pulled up this article? And there we go. There are the mesh terms for this article. So something important to note about PubMed is you can do this. You can search in PubMed or you can search in mesh. And that's going to take us to the National Library of Medicine's mesh thesaurus. So you can see here we are. And you could do a PubMed search builder, which I think is really cool. So let's say I want to throw, I want the administrative dosage of ibuprofen. I want to add that to my search, and you see how it breaks it down. And I want to add standards, add to search. And then I'll search PubMed, and it's going to take me back to PubMed with the search. As you can see in the search bar, it's building that advanced search for me. It's a really cool feature about PubMed. I personally could talk about PubMed all day, but I just wanted to give a brief overview, just give you a peek. Like you say, you can explore the mesh database if you wanted to. Get in there and explore the PubMed mesh search builder. You could also download, find. There's so many different ways to take advantage of PubMed. Their advanced search is very detailed. Their query box goes on forever if you wanted to. It's a great resource for medical students, clinicians, doctors, hospitals, institutions, labs. And yeah, it's a great time. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. And I didn't mean to click that. I wanted to show one more thing before we go. That PubMed does have a user guide, and it's very detailed. It breaks it down on how to use PubMed, how to retrieve what data you're looking for. And it's got this nice page navigation, which you're so known for. And it's very, very user-friendly in the sense that PubMed wants you as the user to have full access to this database. They want you to be able to take advantage and learn how to use it. And with that, I am now saying adieu. Thank you, thank you, thank you.